Hey Elizabeth, how you doing? You've been growing that email list, huh?
Big time. I am just shy of 2,000 on my email list now.
Oh, it's fantastic.
So,
Fantastic.
yeah.
So
So,
Elizabeth, when did you can you kind of tell your story about like when you joined, how long ago you joined,
absolutely.
like and like where were you beforehand? Like what were you doing? What were you doing with marketing? Why did you decide to join? How has it been since you joined? Like all your information, nothing from Patrick and I, just unvarnished.
Wait,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't mind if you talked about your day job though.
You
I can't. It'll just never not be cool to hear
love
that.
that. You
Yeah,
just love that.
everyone loves that. Who does not
Yeah.
love NASA? Everyone loves NASA.
Okay. So, my day job. By day, I am a rocket scientist. I am working on America's next human rated space class, deep space exploration space capsule. So, we will be taking the first woman and the next man to the moon and then on to Mars. So, that's what I do for my day job.
Amazing. Any
Um,
any just final question? Any Space Force crossover? You don't have to. You don't
uh,
have to tell me the truth if you can't. But any Space Force crossover?
oh, we are civilian. We are purely civilian.
Got it. Got it.
Um, and yeah, so we're all about the science and the exploration, and yeah, so basically everything that we do crosses over into the consumer world. We basically we develop it all, and then we turn it over to corporate for free.
Got it.
Yeah, so that's what we do. But then on top of that, obviously, I just even became a grandmother recently. So I am probably like 8 years away from retirement. And I used to own a really successful fine art photography business, got divorced, and had to stop cold that business. And so it grew stale, obviously, didn't have any contacts, that kind of thing. And so I was like, you know, in a better place now and when I need to restart my photography business if this is something I want to do as my retirement. And so I know it takes a while to grow a business from scratch. You can't just do it overnight. I recognize that. I remember that from last time. And so Art Storefronts had contacted me right at the end of my last business, and I had been considering switching to Art Storefronts at the time, and decided, obviously I had to stop, and so I never switched platforms at the time, and so I remembered Art Storefronts from that, and thought it was so unique and an amazing platform. So when I decided to restart, I restarted directly on the Art Storefronts platform and signed up. But I've only been going for really a couple of months. I mean, I went live, I think, at the very end of December. I mean, it's kind of a terrible time to get going, right? So like I missed all of the Christmas
Yeah, the Q4.
sales and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of hit the ground right at the dead time. But my thought process in doing that is that, I have the whole year to kind of start building up that email list to hit a really strong fourth quarter this year. And so that's what I've been really focused on is using the Art Storefronts playbook for marketing to grow my email list. Um, because when I started, I only had 32 people on my email list.
Yep.
So when I say I started from scratch, I mean, I started from scratch. I had nobody. And so stood up my Facebook page, I stood up an Instagram, and just started following the marketing playbook and started cold marketing to Facebook with an art giveaway back in like February timeframe. And end of February so that I could launch it for March. And I ended up with 1,000 emails on my email list by the end of March. And I'm now at the end of April was up to about 2,000 emails, and it's just growing exponentially from there.
How do you feel about Elizabeth? That's great. How do you like? So how you made an investment obviously into Art Storefronts. Some people like they're you have to pay a one-time membership fee, right? How do you
Yep.
feel about your investment, like in your future?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I would not hesitate um, to, reinvest again. I mean, because you're not buying a website. What you're buying is a marketing agency. I mean, that's really what you're buying. And you happen to get a really nice platform for a website along with it. What you're really buying into is the entire marketing platform and a success playbook that goes along with it. So you get an entire marketing team really at your disposal 24/7. Plus, you're getting all of the social media support from other artists right alongside from that in a community that is just ready made and sitting there for you. Um, so I wouldn't hesitate. I knew it was special when y'all talked to me the first time. A couple, I guess you all probably were even just getting going, would be my guess. You know, back when I had my first photography business. But and I knew it was special then. I had no idea though when I signed up for the platform just how much I was going to get from it. It's I've been really impressed.
Why, Elizabeth? We didn't ask you to come on like one
No,
on
I just
one,
saw
right?
y'all on
Why did you come
Facebook.
on today?
Um, Mainly because I just wanted to share that, because I really feel strongly and believe in what you guys are doing. There's nothing else out there like it. I've seen some other art marketing, I call it platforms, and they say that they do marketing support. And I've spent money on some other marketing for artists options, and it's just not the same. Like there's nothing else out there. I think what you guys are doing is really different and it's really unique. And I know that the bigger we grow our community, because a lot of what support I've gotten is from other artists too within
Yeah.
our small wins community. And so I know that the more we grow that community, the stronger that Art Storefronts is going to become and the better it is for me, frankly.
I love that.
So that's why I got on here.
So
I
true.
love that you see it that way because that's what we're trying to do by design, right? Like the more like everything is predicated upon the success of you guys. If
Right.
you guys are successful, it's the only way we succeed. We
Yeah,
die. This business dies if you guys are not successful, right? And
absolutely.
so, and so the more success that we can create, and the more artists and photographers that kind of join in as like a co-op, right? It's like a big
Right.
co-op. Then the more that we can do, the more marketing people we can add, the more playbooks we can do,
Yep.
the more the features we can develop, and we're constant, and that's what's happening. Like
Yeah.
we keep growing, so we're adding more and more, and the velocity with which we're doing those things is increasing.
But even
Yeah. And
even
I've
even the
seen that.
success piece, even the success piece aside, like to your point, Elizabeth, like there's marketing in practice, case studies and people saying this happened and this new technique, and then there are actual artists that are going out there and shipping things and coming back and saying this is what I did, this was how I was successful. And the beauty about art and photography sales is it's not a zero-sum game. If you're doing well, it's not hurting someone else, right?
That's
Like
right.
the rising tide lifts all boats in this. And there are, I mean, marketing is a multi-headed hydra. There are so many different aspects and
Oh man.
venues and techniques and tactics. And you're right to your point. The more we get on, the more we hear success stories, the more we reverse engineer it, the more we test it, the more we put it in the water, and there's just that feedback loop. I mean,
Yeah,
it ends up being a flywheel, right? It's just spinning and spinning and spinning.
it
So
does.
I love that you said that, and it's so true because no one person, no one company, no one group can master or run them all. Like the more lines you have in the water, the more data you get, the better everyone gets. That's a profound statement for sure.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
go ahead, Elizabeth.
No, I was just gonna say you're welcome, and yeah, I just happened to see that you guys had gone live on here on Facebook, and I'm on my lunch break from work, and so I thought I would just join.
Okay,
Really
well,
appreciate
get
it.
back
Yeah,
get back to
absolutely.
those mundane things about putting people out of Earth's atmosphere on a giant fuel tank rocket, and never get old. It's never gonna get old for me.
I,
Um,
I noticed we got Ronald Olcott on here. Ron, are you willing to hop on here?
and Elizabeth, put your website in the chat so people can check out your work too.
Yeah, I sure
Very
will.
very talented photographer.
Thank you.
Thanks.